Hello everybody, welcome to the Friday at 6 show, the web video show about startups. And today we're here live from the office of OLSWANG on the 15th floor. Ladies and gentlemen, we're live from Berlin. Today talking to, of course, wonderful guests, and the first two are sitting here beside me. First of them is Viola Bensinger, and she's partner media and tech at this wonderful law firm, OLSWANG. Give her a warm welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
And on my other side is Roman Kirsch. He's angel investor, sold his company Casacanda to Fab, and he was still working there from 2 months ago, but now he is, as said, angel investor. Give it up for Roman Kirsch. Cheers. So the first question, of course, is Viola, because we're here at your office. So this is normally where you have all these boring conferences with all the other lawyers. What do you have to do with the startup scene?
What we have to do with the startups?
Yeah.
You mean right now?
Yeah.
Well, as you said, normally it looks very different here. Normally we have a big conference table here and all the very serious people are sitting here and negotiating, for example, the finance about a new startup or the buying of a startup or an investment into a startup. So this is, we're not doing everything about startups, but a lot.
Yeah, so this is actually, it's not a boring room, it's a very exciting room, actually.
For the parties, it's a very exciting room indeed, yes.
Yeah, because what is your experience in dealing with startups in Berlin? Because a lot of the times when we hear at Potsdamer Platz, #1, so very established, and a lot of the times I do hear, oh, these startups, okay, a lot of hype, nothing really going on. What's your opinion on that?
I can't confirm this, actually. I mean, Berlin, of course, is a hub for startups, and in a way, we are a startup ourselves. I mean, we established this law firm, it's now 5 years ago, and started not exactly from scratch, but the people who came together and put their ideas together, it was really like a startup. We had a bit of help of a sister in London, that's true, but other than that, we had to build everything from scratch. We had to build a brand, which I think is something startups have to do as well, and we had to make decisions, we had to do our marketing, and had to establish our services here. Now, when we are working with startups, whether this is the right or wrong address for it, we have the equipment. So we are a technology centered firm. So we work a lot with technology companies. We work with startups, but we also work with established technology companies, which gives us the know-how to actually know about the challenges and problems, and also sometimes actually the positive sides of what you can do with your technology and how you can actually turn a deal around to your advantage. And that is something that every technology company needs. Okay,
so Roman, you sold a company, and you sold it after how many months?
Officially, I think it was 9 months, 9 or 10, yeah.
Okay, and how much did you get?
That's the sad part about it, nothing now.
But I saw that you went on holiday to Miami, so you can pay for that.
True, that's true. No, what's the question now?
Well, I mean, are you happy?
I think it's been a win-win situation. I mean, the whole acquisition with Fab, because they really wanted to go into the European market. I think back then there was lots of competition here. There was the Summer Brothers starting, I think Westwing and Boomerang, and it really helped them to get more financing. And for us, it was also the chance to be part of a global brand and execute
some say because you came from an incubator, SpringStar. or originated from that?
Well,
Or is it incorrect? You can say this is a show where you can say.
well, I can say the
what?
truth.
What? This is so wrong.
No, I think when we went out, so I and my co-founders, we've been knowing each other for 5-6 years, and we actually came up with the idea when I was still in London studying. And when we looked for investors, it was the first. It started out as a curated discovery, social shopping club, so lots of different words, but it was a flash sale shopping club model. And the natural first two investors that we went to were actually Klaus Hummels and Oliver Young, who invested into 25 of those kind of companies all around the world.
Yeah, and they belong to SpringStar.
Exactly, and at the same time, so I think they first invested in us and then built up this incubator, so to say. But it was, I think, completely separate. So they invested in us privately, and it was just a lucky shot that they also built up several different other companies, and one of them was an incubator. Yeah.
Okay, to make a long story short, he later said, why didn't they build Casacanda to a global brand instead of selling it to another brand?
Who said that?
Klaus Hummels.
To whom?
On a conference which I attended.
Well, I'm not aware of that. Actually, I think he was also very happy with how things went. I think the main reason from a business perspective to partner with a US company for us was, and this is partly reflected partly based in the ecosystem there, that you have way better access to funding. Because when we went out and had to decide between the acquisition and reach out for new investment, that was our Series B, so to say. Investors were willing to give us 4, 5, maybe 6 million euros in venture capital as a Series B, which is a decent round, and Fab had 40 million. So of course, e-commerce is an expensive business. The more money you pour in, the more comes out. It's that's the simple equation, and with more money, you can just get better scale. So that's number one. Number two is just because there's more competition on the VC side, there's more VCs in the US, you also tend to get higher multiples. So in e-commerce, you always have a multiple on revenue, for example. So you get X times revenue, let's say 2 times revenue in Germany for e-commerce business, you get 4 or 5 times revenue in the US, which makes a difference, right?
Yeah,
and
a big difference. I mean, talking to Viola, because he was acquired by another company, so Fab internationalized to Germany, so to say. What's your experience of companies internationalizing from the US, for instance, and then acquiring a German company when it comes to regulations, and how easy do these things go, or is it very difficult?
Well, it's not very difficult. Acquiring a company is actually fairly easy if you have the right lawyers, of course. But no, that is probably the easy bit. What is more difficult is if you want to actually transfer your business model to Germany, and that is usually what you want to do because you want to have the economies of scale and you want to have streamlined business processes. So there are certain things that you might have to change, and then suddenly you are confronted with local regulations. There may be parts of your business that are not regulated in the country where you come from, especially if you come from somewhere outside Europe. And data protection, that's always an issue. Things are simply treated quite differently here. And if you suddenly interact with a company, or if your parent company suddenly is in the United States as opposed to
do you get a lot of questions about these topics?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It is something that, of course, you have to form an opinion on, and you have to get an idea about what it actually will entail if you're doing this step, and you will have to find solutions about how to do it as smoothly as possible.
Do you think that more companies would come to Germany if there were less rules?
Probably that is not. It's not the number one issue that is on their list. It is really more a business decision whether or not they want to be in the German market. And I mean, the German market is the most important market in Europe, simply by its size. So it is not generally that they. So as soon as they have made that decision and that they have got the economics right, and that they're sure that their model would work in Germany as well. Yeah. Whether it is by establishing just a branch and do their business out of Germany, or by buying a company that already does something very similar, like in your case, for example, that is a business decision. And of course, then the details can be influenced by regulations and the legal system that you find.
Have you ever thought about becoming an entrepreneur yourself? Or are you really like super corporate, like, okay, I'm a partner, I have my own, so sort of say I'm an entrepreneur in residence, but that's enough?
Well, I mean, firstly, when I was young, which is some time ago.
Not that long ago.
I actually had lots of ideas of becoming an entrepreneur. I didn't dream of being the owner of a law firm or co-owner of a law firm. That actually was not part of my portfolio. But I mean, today, being a partner in a law firm, especially of this size here in Germany, is actually entrepreneurial, and we have to make business decisions.
I'm not under the impression that you're really speaking from your heart, because in the end, the answer goes to, oh, I'm so happy now, right now. Yeah, okay, because otherwise you would admit that you made a mistake. But do you maybe sometimes think, in the beginning, when I had the chance, maybe I should have done something else? Because these lawyers, you know, they always seem like, oh yeah, I'm the fucking greatest person in the whole wide world.
Do they?
Well, no, maybe not here, but sometimes. But was there never a doubt? Okay, become an entrepreneur myself?
I had many doubts, and I'm not sure whether the ideas, the entrepreneurial ideas I had, would have been very successful. Now that I think of them, they probably would have utterly failed. So maybe it's a good thing I never came to execute them.
Hey, Roman.
I didn't know that you were asking that hard questions. I thought it's all nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think this is pretty nice, right? I mean, okay, Roman, let's see.
Should have said that at the end.
I have some, well, no, let's skip this. No, I mean, a lot of companies that want to scale and want to go to Germany struggle, right? Eventbrite, for example, I talked to the CEO, Kevin Hart, was this week in Berlin, and they're having a lot of trouble really expanding here in Germany. What do you think that you really have to do as a brand in Germany to add enough value for customers to buy your product here?
Well, that's a tough question. I think it really depends on the market and the business that you're running. But the normal approach of US companies and going international is just, you know, we do it all the American way. We have a US brand, it works like this here, and it works the same everywhere else. So therefore, I think it's been very, and most of the time they also hire a US country manager from the headquarters and put them somewhere, and that's how companies usually fail, actually, because mentalities are just different. I can speak for the e-commerce business and for the design business. It's a completely different way of shopping. You have different payment methods, you have different return rates. It's a different, people care a lot more about trust and data privacy. You have double opt-ins here. So that's just from a technological perspective. But even more important, it's also about the merchandise, about how you market a product, so the online marketing and which channels you market on. So there's literally every single aspect of the business has to be readjusted in a way, which is kind of difficult. And many companies, for instance, in the e-commerce space, also including some of our competitors, decided, for instance, to set up offices in every single European country, like have an office in Berlin, Paris, London, and so on and so forth. And we decided on purpose to do it differently because you can have still the economies of scale by having everything at one place and solve most of those issues by technology. For instance, in September, if in Italy it's still hot and in Sweden it's cold, you can't put a t-shirt on the top of the website for everyone. So there's lots of things that you can do with technology based on IP addresses, based on consumer behavior, and I think that's the way to go, by having just one office in somewhere in Europe. Can be Berlin, can be London, whatsoever, but really leveraging the mindset of all different people. Yeah.
To talk about you personally, because you are a global shaper. And I don't know if a lot of people know what that is, but these are people in cities around the world selected by the Davos Forum, World Economic Forum, people who can really make a difference in the city. And I think that you are one of 4 or 5 people selected in Berlin. Does this really mean that are you really engaged in, you know, what's going on here? Do you really want to change something apart from this whole e-commerce business?
No, I have the excuse that I just recently joined. Yeah, no. I think it's a great community out of two reasons. So
you can also say if it's blah blah. You can also say it. It's
no,
not,
I think. I'll be honest enough to say it. But for me, the reason to be there, of course, it's a great honor and so on and so forth. But usually it's just another club. But this can really make a difference out of two reasons. One is that it really connects you to people, and I think this program Global Shapes for people between 20 and 30. There's also Young Global Leaders, where, for instance, Lars Hinrichs is in, which is for people between 30 and 40, and it's really about, for instance, how did Fab develop? Fab developed because we had people who were passionate about design, merchandising design, and people who are passionate about technology. So they mixed and came together and created something meaningful. And that's, I think, the beauty. There's people who are expertise leaders in their respective domains, like health or legal or
what
politicians.
change do you want to make here on the ground?
So what we started, many people don't know that, but I actually came to this country when I was 5. So my parents are from Russia, and we came up and we didn't have a lot of things, so we had basically nothing and had to work for it. And the chance to actually be socially mobile in Germany is really, really great compared to other countries, but it's still not perfect. So I think until before I started the company, I was very much involved in a program from the Vodafone Foundation, which actually helps by fostering, going to classes in grammar schools and so on, and teach people about students with, international background, but also from, German kids who probably don't have that importance. That it's important to really go and learn for your education. So that's number one, and number two is, I think, the whole immigration system now, because I think every startup here would, for instance, wish to just have 30 or 40 people from the Ukraine or Poland or wherever move here and become developers. It's not possible at the moment. I think that's also a big debate in the US. It should be also a big debate here in Germany, because we really need that qualified people. And I think that forum and that medium of the Global Shapers will be a good chance to promote this.
Okay. Viola, last question. Technology is now moving away a lot of boundaries in our modern society, changing education, changing media, it's also changing technology. What is now a really big idea when you think about tech that we're really excited about?
Well, I'm the kind of person who has very little time. So I am really grateful for everything that saves me time. Mm-hmm. So if it's around Christmas time, I'm really happy we have all these shopping sites, so I can do everything without actually having to leave my office or wherever I am. And
I was talking about big ideas, not about to-do lists.
Big ideas in technology.
Yeah.
Well, probably, I don't know whether as a lawyer you really get to see these really big ideas. We tend to come in at a stage when they have already been developed. Mm-hmm. And we're just lawyers, so we tend to be fascinated by everything they show us. And we don't understand how it works anyway. No, I'm kidding, of course. But
finally, I have an honest answer from you. Shall we make an end to this interview and just listen to one of the pitches?
Please do.
Yeah? Okay. Thank you so much, Viola and Roman. Because it's not only interviewing people at a table, but it's also really standing up and pitching the hell out of yourself. And tonight we're having a wonderful pitch, and it more or less came about accidentally because he came in at 6, Friday at 6. Yeah, I cannot blame him. And then we said, hey, we have an open spot, and we're starting at 8. And he said, wow, now I have 2 more hours to prepare myself for this wonderful pitch on this show. So can please come forward the first pitcher of tonight. Yes, it's you. Just step forward, grab the microphone.
Yes.
You can take off your jacket. You don't have to, or are you afraid that it gets stolen?
No, I'm a little bit cold because of it. That's what.
Okay.
So,
there's the camera.
Okay.
You have 1 minute. You can pitch your idea to all these people there, and then we're going to listen to some live music. So go ahead, tell these people what you're about.
1 minute actually is too long for saying what I wanted to say. What I did, okay. Last May I was in Japan. I went to Japan. I wanted to use Google Maps, so I went to Vodafone and then had one data roaming thingy for €35, 50 megabyte for 7 days. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna use it. It's expensive, but I'm gonna use it. I went to the train station, and then 3 stations later, I found all the 50 megabyte is gone. I said, okay, so I'm gonna buy another €35 for 50 megabyte. I came here, I talked to some tourists, I said, this is the same problem. They have all the same problem. So what I did, I tried to find a solution for tourists who are coming to Germany. And as a matter of fact, they want to have a portable, cheap internet. So what I came up to the solution is GermanWiFi. GermanWiFi is giving you for per day 100 megabyte for €2.5. That means if someone coming to Germany for 4 days, they can get €10 for having portable internet everywhere. And
what are you looking for? Because you came with a goal tonight.
Sure. I'm looking for a co-founder. Right now, I found the mobile operator. I found the business model, everything fine. I had a 200,000 fund seed so far, but I want to have a co-founder on sale, and also developer who can help me for developing the whole, technical background side.
And the people who are watching now at home, where can they go to find out more about the idea? Or is it still in beta? And no,
it's GermanWiFi.com. That's all.
Okay. Thank you so much. Give him a big round of applause. So this was kind of spontaneous, but it happens all the time. People come up to you in Berlin and say, hey, I have a great idea, but I need co-founders. And a team is so incredibly important. And people find co-founders, such as events like FridayatSix. But we also try to be a little bit different. So we're in an office, but we're also, every show, having some live music. And I enjoy this personally so much because it gets my mind in a different direction. And the next interview is going to be even more crazy. So give it up now for this live, wonderful band, the Rathaus Ramblers.
Slow drag, it's really dragging me down. I'm nearly tagging the ground when I hear that blue drag. Slow drag, it's got that new crazy swing. I crave that new crazy swing. I must have that blue drag. And that rhythm, blue rhythm has brought me peculiar days. And that rhythm, blue rhythm has brought me peculiar ways. I can't get enough of that blue drag. It's got me so on fire. I know that I'll never tire of that low down blue drag. Brought me peculiar days, and that rhythm, blue rhythm, has shown me peculiar ways. I can't get enough of that blue drag. It's got me so on fire. I know that I'll never tire of that low down blue drag. That low down blue drag. It's blue, it's not yellow, that blue drag. Blue drag, blue drag, blue drag.
Oh, come on, you can do better than that. The Rathaus Ramblers! Yes, because we know how to. We know how to party, and you can buy their CDs after the show. Do you have a website actually where we can visit your?
Find us at Facebook. MySpace, yes.
MySpace.
Yes.
MySpace.
These are the free websites.
Okay.
You don't expect us to spend money on a website.
MySpace, popular again somewhere in 2020. But Facebook, yeah, we know Facebook. Okay, we're having two more guests. And these are lovely entrepreneurs that have been around for quite some time in Berlin. Especially my first guest that I want to announce. Give it up for Philippa Pauen.
Hello.
And I mean, when you have been here for only 3 or 4 months, then you can say about yourself that you have been around quite long in Berlin. So give it up for my second guest, Anna Yukiko Bickenbach.
Hallo.
This is how you should do it. Always bring a lot of fans.
Yeah.
So, okay, Philippa, you are the CEO of Wummelkiste. And Wummelkiste is abo commerce. So it means you just see a nice product and you want to have it every month. In your case, that is a box with goodies for children between 3 and 8 years old. So can you please tell me, because your market is around like 10 million people big in Germany, so it's 1 out of 8 Germans. How many of these market people have you already reached? How many clients do you have?
I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell any journalist.
I mean,
very sorry, but it's going very well. But just to make it short, it's not goodies, because that's a misunderstanding we often have. Okay. So it's not a birch box or glassy box for kids, but it's something we actually make up. So we have 3 different toys we actually produce ourselves. We invent ourselves, which we put inside the box. It's just very, very important for us to have that clear.
Yes, and you're right, because goodies is not respectful, yes.
No, not about being not respectful. It's more about...
Can you show them?
Yeah, sure.
Because you have them with you.
I'm not a
everybody
safe person, but
everybody
still.
gets a box afterwards?
Well, I don't know whether everybody actually likes to do arts and crafts projects. Yeah, I don't have that many.
Okay, so
Go and approach me
everybody
later.
to Philippa after the show and take a subscription, right?
Yeah. You can pay for them, so I'm pretty happy if you just buy them.
Okay, show me what's inside, and then Anna will already tell what it is, because you have an Android app, which
Yes,
is called
exactly.
Ecotastic.
Ecotastic.
Right. So what does it exactly do?
So basically, we have a reward system to reward people that are being environmentally friendly. And we track the environmentally friendly actions with our app, and people get points, and then they can redeem the points for a reward or gift certificate from one of our partner companies.
Yeah. So it's you need then companies who want to give rewards
Yes, yes.
to your audience, and you
Yes.
need a lot of customers on this platform so that it gets interesting for these companies.
Exactly.
How
We
does
have-
it go so far?
So far, it's going really well. We have good feedback, and we're actually coming out with the alpha app in May. So this is perfect PR. So everyone knows you can check out Ecotastic. There's critical mass on both sides. So you have to have users on one side and partner companies on the other that are, we look for the quality, and they're all sustainable. They have sustainable business practices. So we want to create a community of values. The point is we have users that we motivate to become more sustainable. And at the same time, we have our partner companies that we introduce them to and say, hey, look, this is the green alternative. Do this instead of the old conventional style. So that's kind of what we're targeting.
And why are you so such a fan of sustainability? Because we all know that if the big industries save 0.5%, they make up like for 200 million customers. You will never acquire 200 million customers. So is it really efficient to, on that scale, really try to do something for a sustainable world?
I wouldn't say that we can't acquire them. I think the future looks quite...
200 million?
Yeah, sure, why not? Anything's possible. So
love it. That's a great answer.
Yeah, I think generally the generation is very environmentally conscious, so they just need a kick in the ass to become more active,
Right.
and that's what we're offering them. So I think it's very possible.
Philippa, what's in the box?
In the box, we have a different theme every month.
Show it to the camera, right? So
Where's the camera? Which one is it? That one? We have a different theme every month, so that's been our most recent
let me
box.
help you. Yeah.
Thanks. Thank you, you're so kind.
Wait.
That one is on gardening, because it was supposed to be actually much nicer and warmer by the beginning of March. It wasn't in the end, but that's the latest box we have. You get a scissor that usually is personalized. It isn't, because I was late and forgot to bring a box. So usually it's printed the name of the kit.
Okay.
We have four different projects in that box. That's an inspirational box only. For those kids to do some extra work on gardening. We always have brand products for those products that actually get pre-produced by our suppliers. So, for example, that's a Helix. I'm doing advertisement for Helix now. That wasn't a plan.
No problem.
Yeah. Well, and then
Nobody
we've
watching
got,
anyway.
True. And then we've got like 3 different projects. All of them have a little manual look like that. You've got illustrated step-by-step introductions.
My arm gets tired.
So that I'm so sorry. Maybe you just put it down and I show it to the camera, like from, yeah. So I just take out things
Okay,
from
yeah.
there.
Yeah, we
should
get
work
there.
as well. You have little animated stuff so that kids who can't read, because it's for ages 3 to 8, so that usually can't read, can actually follow as well. It's the
What
first
is
one.
this?
It's a Bender quiz.
Okay.
So you have to color all those different signs, and you have to follow the string. And if you make it right, it actually shows the pattern on the. Sorry, that one. It actually shows the pattern on the back. I love that one. It's a small glass garden.
It's an empty jar.
Yeah, it is. But you actually plant your own garden in there. And
What?
the great thing is...
I plant my... What?
Yes, you do. Hang on.
I'm not in the target group, right?
No, you're not. Maybe I can make you at some point, but you need to listen closely.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. So it's a Flaschengarten. I don't actually know the English expression, but the great thing is you only put in water once. You garden your own seeds, and then you don't need to water it again. But you can actually follow how the water moves up to the top, and it rains inside the glass. So you can actually follow everything.
And now I really understand, because your team really produces a lot of these products yourself. So I see now that you're super passionate about
Yes,
this.
I am.
It's totally different from like buying with the big brands toys and putting them in a box.
Well, we
and
have
then
those
reselling
big
them.
brands and we need to buy from them. But usually around 50% of the materials actually are produced for us, so you wouldn't find these kind of materials anywhere else.
Yeah. One question, because mobile is getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
But how many people are now ordering through their mobile? Because there's a big question about converting on a mobile. Are people actually buying?
Yes, they are, because we did TV campaigns and that actually did increase our mobile visitors. It is true that for such a product, it's not that easy to convert on mobile sites, since you need some explanation, to be honest. It's nothing as you put it, it's not goodies, so we need to explain what we actually do. It's much harder to do it on a screen like that size. It's really hard. However, since people like to interact with us as well, social media is really important. Parents love our blogs, especially moms, because they got lots of DIY tips what to do with their kids. It helps us to just generate like the buzz, and we convert them at some later point in time.
When?
It depends, but I think usually you say you need between 7 and 8 interactions with the customer.
And then they book it through the web app.
Yeah, that's why we do lots of PR as well, because it just helps us to explain what we actually do.
Yeah.
And we basically do every single marketing channel you can think of, and then at some point they actually do buy.
Yeah. So you have a huge marketing budget, because you're even talking about TV commercials?
It's not huge. It's more about being targeted. So we have a really nice target group, which obviously is parents and more specific moms. So we don't need to spend that much of an extra money on just going for reach, but we need to choose wisely.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Because, Anna, for you, this question, of course, about how to market, I mean, you don't have the money, it's simple enough to
Yeah, we have zero.
Yeah,
so we got the hard way.
Yeah, so what's the strategy here?
The strategy, I mean, obviously we have social media, Facebook, Twitter, and then we have the whole community and kind of the competitions that we took part of. But more importantly, what we're focusing on is we have a lot of partner companies that are also on Facebook. So when we launch, we say, hey, you can tell all your users that they can win one of your great gift certificates. Yeah. So we're kind of going step by step.
Yeah,
can you hear me still?
Yeah, but is this still working? Because Facebook, especially amongst the younger generation, is declining already, right? So this whole sharing and telling your friends, is that really a model for the future?
I think a lot of really great marketing just works when you have a good product.
Yeah,
and
but that's not a good argument. No, it's because I have a great product, it will sell myself.
It's word by mouth, and maybe eventually us founders will have to put on one of those tight neon suits and run around Berlin and be like, Ecotastic. But that's kind of the guerrilla, marketing tactic. But sure.
Okay, so that's the plan.
The plan is we do. The plan is I'm sitting right here and I'm marketing and hopefully doing the best that I can, that people know what Ecotastic's about, and we just take anything that comes our way and try to do the best out of it. Yeah.
Can people who come up to you now sign up for the beta and help you
definitely.
test?
Oh yeah,
okay.
Definitely.
Okay. So I hope they will do that.
Yes.
So.
I hope so too.
A very big applause for my two wonderful guests, Philippa and Anna.
Thanks. Dankeschön.
We're almost at the end of this show, but there's a very nice new feature that we have to stay in startup terms, and that's the open mic. And the open mic means that everybody who is here tonight can come up and tell something about their initiative, their product, if they're looking for a co-founder, if they just want to share something with our audience. And we did this the last time for the first time, actually. And now a lot of people wrote me an email and said, hey, I want to be at the open mic. I think because it is, they've seen my interviews and they think, okay, open mic is safe because he's not going to ask me any questions. And I cannot really blame them. So, can the first guest of tonight come up to the microphone? And I see a couple of them. Hi. Who are you, sir?
Niko.
I've seen you somewhere before.
Yeah, I've seen you. And the last time I actually seen you on the show was quite a bit smaller. Amazing. Less light, less cameras. but amazing. Good job, dude.
Thank you, Niko.
So can I take this in my hand, actually?
Yeah, of course you
or
can.
take it up?
What do you have to announce to everybody here tonight?
So I'm the founder of...
You can talk into the camera.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Which camera? I'm the founder of Tech Open Air Berlin. It's a tech, music, art, and science festival. And we just launched our ticket sale on Monday. The festival is going to take place on the 1st and 2nd of August of this year. Basically, just want to announce it and hope you guys come out. There's basically 2 ways to participate. One is just to get a ticket, and the second would be for companies to participate via a satellite event. So we're an open platform, an open festival. It's not just like a general conference, but it's a 2-day format. And the first day we actually host a conference, or more of an unconference at Kater Holzig, open air. And on the second day, we open up, and anyone can create a satellite event and become part of the festival this way.
Do you also need volunteers if people come up to you now?
We'd love.
With the little money.
For sure, we have actually a lot of inbound emails for volunteering. Last year we had 30 volunteers, which was great. This year we want to increase the festival, obviously, so we'll need many more than that. So anybody who wants to participate, we pay our volunteers. So
who's your main sponsor?
I don't know if I should announce this yet, but
yes, sure.
most of the sponsors from last year will be on board again. So
Eventbrite?
So I'm not going to confirm anything, but last year I can tell you our sponsors were Eventbrite, Amazon, KPMG, Telekom Hupram. Did I forget anybody? A couple of others, but those were sort of and Axel Springer. Those were the main sponsors, and we're doing it again. And it's basically about 3 things. So just briefly, one, we're multidisciplinary, so it's tech, music, art, and science. We want to really connect, grow, and inspire the creative, the scientific, the entrepreneurial community through collaboration and knowledge exchange. Secondly, we're an open platform festival, and thirdly, we are all about knowledge exchange. So no product demos, no talking about how much money you raised, how many markets you're present in, but just knowledge.
It's like a 2 days Friday at 6, actually.
It's like a 2-day Friday thing. Oh yeah, and we may actually have a Friday at 6, right? Should I put you on the spot? We had one last year, so it'd be nice to have one again.
Thank you. I gladly accept the invitation.
Right. Thank you, guys.
Okay, the second one. Thank you, Niko.
We have 25 early bird tickets left, so only 25 left.
Okay, the second one who wants to come forward and wants to talk to the crowds.
So hi, my name is Marcus. I'm from the SAP Innovation Center, and I'm a little surprised because you just told me that nobody was watching on the show, and maybe we should reconsider that sponsorship. So I have to talk to my manager about this. But I'd like to announce the SAP Startup Forum, which is an event that will take place within the Startup Focus program. On June 19th, and like last year where we had a great forum, we would like to get together a large number of promising startups that are facing a big data challenge with a real-time aspect to it. And we would like to invite those startups to pitch their ideas, their big data use case, and their user story to the Startup Focus Program committee, to senior SAP management, as well as to venture capital people on the show. And so the most promising startups will be selected to the Startup Focus Program, where they get access to a couple of interesting assets within the program. So they get access to SAP technology, to SAP's in-memory analytical platform. They will get access to technical support. They will get access to people that will help them develop their productive solution on HANA. And once the productive solution is in place, go-to-market support kicks in, and we will have a dedicated person in the team that will help generate a customer pipeline actually for the startups. So it's a very interesting program, and if you would like to take part in the show, apply and present us your big data use case. It's on June 19th.
June 19th. Okay, and where can you apply? Or you just can come over?
So you can come to me and apply after the show, or you can go to saphana.com, learn startups.
Okay.
And there you can register.
Okay. Thank you, Marcus.
Okay, thank you.
Our next guest. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Nora from Uber B2B, and actually I'm here to announce this event. This will be a conference on the 17th of June this summer, and a lot of startups, mid-sized and multinational companies will come from all across Europe and of course from Berlin. And the program is full of creative, hands-on, very interactive programs. So we will get all people from all corporate backgrounds to talk to each other. They will be discuss issues and solutions, questions which are relevant to all of them. And this will be a platform for mutual learning, networking, investment, and mentoring. So if you want to find mentors, investors, future partners, then come and be there at the conference. Also, you can find out what B2B could do for your business. And the date again is June 17th. The location is Kalkscheune in Mitte. And for more information, you can find us on Twitter, LinkedIn, Xing, and of course Facebook. And we have a website, uberb2b.com.
Uber B2B, the first B2B conference in Berlin.
Yes.
Okay.
We are looking for everyone to be there who has plans with B2B entrepreneurship.
And who's the main sponsor?
Well, main sponsor, we have Lacor, for sure, and
Well, you shouldn't say that too out loud here, because
Yes.
we are at another law firm here. Okay.
Yeah, and then maybe they will feel like joining the supporters camp.
Okay. Thank you so much, Nora.
Thank you.
Very well done. Are there any more people who want to say something to the crowds and want to be recorded and use the video afterwards on their own website? Hi. Talk into the microphone, please. You have to talk a little bit louder. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Chiara, Codemotion co-founder. Codemotion is the biggest technical event in Italy and Spain, and we are now organizing that also in Berlin. What makes Codemotion...
Yeah, just take it out, so otherwise the microphone will be really in your face. Yeah, so
Okay.
it's better. Yeah.
So, last edition in Rome, we had 4,000 attendees and 120 speakers from all over the world. And what makes Codemotion a unique conference is that it's open to all languages and technology. So it's a good opportunity for networking, for learning, and to get in touch to new technologies and people from all over the world. It's a mix of programming languages, innovation, startups, makers, a crazy mix. And it's coming to Berlin from 9 to 11 May. And Crispy is our organizer here in Berlin.
Oh wow, a duo! Yeah, I love that. Yeah, very good.
So thank you, yeah, that we can do it together, and the team is here, and it's not only about coding, yeah, it's more than that. It's about imagination, creativity. It is enthusiastic and all these things, and yeah, and you're welcome. So,
And what do tickets cost?
one ticket for a student, 20 euros, and
Who's your
early
main
bird
sponsor?
for
Who's your
early-
main sponsor?
Oh, there we have one diamond. This is Developer Garden. We have SAP, BlackBerry, and Eventbrite. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Good to know you here because I've.
Yes, we have a lot of companies.
Yeah.
A lot of sponsors.
Yeah.
And when
And
is it again? Last
It is
remark?
within the Berlin Web Week,
Yeah.
from the 9th to the 11th. It
Ah.
starts with the workshop day, and the other two days are is a conference.
Okay.
And there we have laboratories, hackathon, a startup challenge, and the topics are mobile, web, creative coding, big data. Yeah, I always forget it, big data. But we have SAP on board, so. Okay, so yeah, and that's it, and it's all, yeah, it's a developer conference. So if you're interested, we have some surprises here in the back. My colleague is here with some sweet things, and very
okay,
colorful.
gifts. Finally, some guerrilla marketing on Friday
Yeah,
at 6.
of
I've been
course.
waiting for it for such a long time.
But
Okay.
Dirk, thank you for coming here. So and it's a pleasure. So
Yeah.
and the location is at the HTW. So we
Okay.
have a beach there, and if the sun is shining, it is wonderful there. The
Okay.
beach club.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, you
Thank
got
you.
an applause. Very good. Any other people before we listen to the last song of the band? Manuel. This open mic thing is really working, man.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Hi, Dirk. Hi, everyone else. Yeah, my name is Manuel, and I'm from Developers on Demand. We match software developers with companies, and we do that both for freelancers and permanent positions, and we are specialized on mobile and web development. And talk to me now.
If you're a developer or you need a developer, talk to you.
Yeah, so in case you are a developer, talk to us. In case you're a company, talk to us. We match you both up, and or you go on our website, developers-on-demand.com.
Okay.
Oh, missed the cam.
Okay, again? Do it again.
Yo, developers-on-demand.com.
Great.
Perfect. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Okay, I think this was it, more or less. A lot of networking, of course, after the show. But to finally conclude this event for now, before we here offline go networking, there's one more song of the band. And the band is so cool. They're the Rathaus Ramblers. And I mean, I really, really like your music, guys. It was fantastic, amazing, awesome. And I'm going to dance, maybe on this table, maybe just before, but definitely I'm going to dance. This is the end of the FridayatSix show, the monthly web video show about startups. Thank you so much for watching. See you next month. Bye.
I'm walking on air, and I've left all my blue days behind me. I've learned how to care, and I really love, that's on my mind. I'm the world's most happy creature. Tell me, what could a word be? I'm crazy about my baby, and my baby's crazy about me. Mr. Cupid was a teacher, that's the reason we agree. I'm crazy about my baby, and my baby's crazy about me. Papa, get your book out, hold it in your hand, keep a steady lookout, you surely understand. It's an A1 combination of a he and a she. I'm crazy about my baby, and my baby's crazy about me. I'm the world's most happy creature. Tell me, what could a word be? I'm crazy about my baby, and my baby's crazy about me. Mr. Cupid was a teacher, that's the reason we agree. I'm crazy about my baby, and my baby's crazy about me. Papa, get your book out, get your book out, hold it steady in your hand, keep a steady lookout, you surely understand. It's an A1 combination, Lord of a he and a she. I'm crazy about my baby, and my baby's crazy about me. I'm exasperated about my offspring, and my offspring's exasperated. about me.